On 107.9 FM and online, this is GTFM on this Wednesday evening, 12 minutes now after 6 o'clock. Great songs, Simply Red, beginning the hour with A New Flame, and there was Flow Rider and Right Round. Clary Saddler, did you enjoy that?
Very much so.
Yeah, good evening to you.
And you?
And talking about prostate cancer, Forget Me Not Productions, before we talk about the big event that's taking place then on Sunday, Forget Me Not Productions, was that your idea?
Yes, so Forget Me Not Productions is an inclusive arts organisation that works with marginalised groups in sort of South Wales, South and West Wales, west of England, and it started life as a reminiscence theatre company, hence the name Forget Me Not. So we used to tour nursing homes, residential homes, sort of doing reminiscence themed projects that might trigger memories, so songs of Vera Lynn or historical facts, things like that, discoveries of the decade. And then from that grew the company in the sort of format that it is today, so working with not solely the elderly, we still work with them, but it we specialise in working with people with disabilities, so physical and or complex cognitive disabilities, and we might use something like music and technology, so using assistive technology. I don't know if you're familiar with eye gaze technology.
I might have heard of that, yes.
So it's sort of computer access that you can access the computer and control it through your eye movement. So
that's right. Yes, yeah. I've heard of it. Don't know much about it.
Yes, so it might be useful to use that with someone with cerebral palsy who maybe has limited movement and maybe is non-verbal. But
did Professor Stephen Hawking have something like that?
Something similar. I think his was more possibly breath operated.
Oh, right. Okay.
And I think he did have a little bit of hand function.
Right.
So the eye gaze is more that you are just controlling it through your eye movements. Right. And what we've found is working with individuals, say, that use eye gaze, whereas if they had been perhaps in a music lesson in school, they would have been passively not really taking part.
Right.
Maybe just watching but not being able to independently take part.
Right.
And through something like eye gaze, or even just using sort of a switch press, maybe someone has a little bit of a hand function, so pressing a switch that then talks to a computer and makes an instrument play. So it might not be
very clever.
A live instrument, but a virtual instrument.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden this technology has opened up a whole new
different
world.
doors for a lot of people. Yeah, well done. So when did it begin? What year?
2002 was the sort of start of Forget Me Not as a reminiscence theatre company. In between that time, I sort of did that for about 3 years. Then I retrained as a drama teacher, so I did my PGCE, which was great. I did that for about 3 years, but I sort of missed my original calling, which was the arts. Right. as a whole, rather than just focusing on, say, drama as I was as a teacher. So I've kind of combined both. So I work a lot with young people. So my wife and I are the co-directors of Forget Me Not Productions, and we might work within schools. We might work, in the house, in the home of a disabled person, or possibly in a care centre. I've also recently done work with Irish travellers and Romani gypsy groups.
Right.
So it's pretty.
I bet that was interesting, was it?
Very, very interesting. Yeah, and we got to work, in a caravan site in Cardiff, in Romani. So yes, it's nice to have such sort of wide-ranging possibilities, really, through the arts activities and the technology.
Okay. Clary, you've come in tonight then to talk about a big event that's taking place on Sunday for prostate cancer.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. A subject, we were just having a chat off air, because I had prostate cancer myself 4 years ago, so this is something very close to my heart. So well done for picking this as a fundraiser. So what's actually taking place then on Sunday?
Well, we're calling it pick and mix all sorts, and there is really a little bit of something for everyone. So for the kids, we've got bouncy castles, ice cream vans. There's a bit of children's entertainment to start things off. Hopefully the weather will be nice, and
fingers crossed.
So Blackwood Rugby,
good luck with that one then.
Yes, Blackwood Rugby Club have very kindly donated use of their club free of charge, which is great.
Good for them, well done.
So we can either, I mean, we've got use of the club inside, so that's fantastic. If it's nice, we also have use of the field and the outside area, so there'll be bouncy castle, obstacle courses, games, stalls, a bit of everything really. And tea, coffee, burgers for people that want to stay there all day. So it starts at 1:30.
I was just going to say.
Yeah, until last orders if if you fancy it.
So is it just turn up on the day?
It is just turn up on the day. I mean, people can contact me through the Forget Me Not Productions Facebook page if they want to sort of give me their name to guarantee a ticket.
Okay.
But it's not a ticketed event as such. Just turn up on the day.
Now, one or two facts about prostate cancer, of course. It's one of the big killers in men, as we know. One man dies, on average, about once every 45 minutes. So we've just worked it out, haven't we? My show today, between 3 and 7, that means approximately 5 men would have sadly lost their lives through prostate cancer. It's alarming, isn't it?
It is alarming. I mean, my grandfather and great-grandfather, who unfortunately I never met, they died before I was born. They both died of prostate cancer, and my father went on to then have the disease. So he's been living with it for 10 years now, near enough. Yeah. And, still soldiering on.
Yeah, as you do.
Very rarely complains, just gets on with it.
Yeah. See, the secret is for men, and I know there's probably quite a few listening now, if you're in your 40s and 50s, go and get screened. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
It's a very simple blood test. It's what they call a PSA test. Just go to your GP and ask for that PSA test, and it could save your life, couldn't it? That's the thing.
Definitely, yeah.
So, artists for Sunday, who have we got coming along?
We've got, there's about 9 local acts altogether. So, my own band, Kutch, are going to be playing early on in the afternoon. There's also a Cardiff-based band, 5 King Ace. Well, I say Cardiff-based, they're valleys and beyond, really.
Right.
They're all at university and they've reformed just for this event, which is great. So that's 5 King Ace. There's some soloists as well. So there's Tavy, there's Joe Black, who's doing some covers later on. There's 2 rappers, Jay Capone and Sirius. And there's Bobby Joe and the Knock, which are a fantastic band. And Corporate Christ, who's a Cardiff-based musician as well. And then, very lucky for us, most recently, the Voice runners-up Into the Ark have just confirmed that they'll be headlining.
Brilliant. Excellent, because they've toured with Tom Jones, Tom.
That's right, yeah, and they've...
Because he was their mentor anyway, wasn't he?
He was on The Voice, yes, and they're going to do a 6 o'clock, so nice and early. So if the youngsters want to watch, they'll be on early.
Brilliant stuff. And you've got a couple of things to raffle as well, I believe.
Yeah, we've got a raffle and an auction. So we've had some really kind donations from local businesses. So Principality Stadium have donated for the auction a tour of the stadium for 4.
That'll be great.
That'll be great. So sort of dressing rooms, around the stadium, on the pitch, everywhere really. We've also got Scarlet's tickets, Ospreys tickets, Dragons tickets, and Cardiff Blues tickets.
Oh, so the fair play, they've all chipped in then.
They've all chipped in. A Gareth Anscombe signed rugby jersey, which is great, and also the 2019 Wales Grand Slam team has signed a photograph and donated
very
that.
Good. Wow.
And also there's a recording studio, which I've used myself, fantastic studio in Grangetown called the Earl Lane Recording Studio, and they've donated
some studio time.
Studio time, including sort of mastering and mixing as well, which is fantastic. And then some lovely raffle prizes. So there's the 3 Horseshoes pub and restaurant in Pentwyn Mawr. There's Monroe Beauty Salon voucher. There's 2 hampers, courtesies of Mackenzie's Cafe in Blackwood. There's family cinema tickets for the Maxim Cinema in Blackwood. Sweets from the Oompa Loompa shop in
of course.
Penarth. And
So it's just generally
loads of stuff.
some very kind people have thrown in a nice mix there, by the sounds of it.
A really nice mix, yeah.
So what they need to do then is to get to Blackwood Rugby Club from about 1:30 on Sunday.
1:30. It's free entry if you're under 14 and under, and then just £3 for adults or over 14s.
Clary, thank you very, very much indeed for coming in. All the very best for Sunday. Hope the weather's kind as well. And let's raise lots of money for prostate cancer. It's a great cause.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
No, my pleasure. Thanks very much.
Thanks.